My wife had a mental breakdown while pregnant and aborted our baby. Now she regrets the decision and wants another child. I don't know if I could trust her. About a year ago after our first child, we decided to have another kid. When my wife got pregnant in October, she started acting weird a few weeks into the first trimester. She stayed in bed all day looking at her phone, hardly eating, and was apathetic, ignoring our son when he wanted attention, which was very out of character. Then she said that she was unsure about the pregnancy. I told her it was probably just hormones. She was very anxious while pregnant with our first son, so I didn't think too much about it. A few days later things escalated. I came home and everything was suddenly wrong. She hated everything. She told me that I worked too much and that I should quit my job. She hated our apartment and the city we live in and wanted to move back to her hometown so she could be closer to her mother. Nothing was good enough. Then she dropped the ball on me that she was determined to have an abortion. She became furious. I told her that she was crazy and that she didn't really want an abortion and that the hormones were just messing with her head, but that just made things even worse. We had nasty arguments over the next few days where we both said things we now regret. We hardly spoke for a few days. I had a mental crisis but managed to collect my thoughts while making sure our son didn't get affected by the situation. I sat down with my wife and told her that I would never agree or approve. But I couldn't stop her from her decision to have an abortion. I managed to convince her to go to therapy, but both therapists encouraged her to do what's best for herself. I didn't recognize my wife and it felt like I was living with a different person. The day of the abortion came and I drove her to the hospital and waited during the procedure. I could tell my wife was back to her old self as soon as I saw her after the operation. She was crying in recovery, screaming, my baby, while crying hysterically and clenching her stomach. She cried all night and the next day she said that I was right all along. That she now understood how sick she was, that I was the only person who saw it for what it really was and that I was only trying to help. She felt as if another person controlled her body and mind and it was like waking up from a nightmare. Almost 4 months have passed after the abortion and my wife got fired from her job due to sick leave. She stays at home all day, lying in bed or on the couch listening to audiobooks. I do most of the housework and take care of our son while working full-time, which has been exhausting. My wife has been going to a psychiatrist who said that she was probably psychotic and her feelings now are the same as a woman who were forced to have an abortion. She has also been diagnosed with an anxiety disorder. She says that she feels broken and the only thing that can make her whole again is becoming pregnant and having another child. I feel like my wife is not mentally ready for another pregnancy, that I don't trust her after what happened last time. Today I told my wife that I was on the breaking point and didn't feel mentally ready to try for another child and wanted to wait. She freaked out and started crying, saying that she is extremely disappointed, that she lost all motivation in her life and that she feels like she lost her one chance of having a second child. I feel so empty and sad. Everything was good a few months ago. My wife was happy, we were expanding our family and my father was alive. Any ideas on how I should navigate this?